Hey everybody, welcome to Water Walkers. We're going to continue our talk with the NFL and the preseason division leaders. This time we're going to do the NFC. And we're going to start the NFC East. This is one I follow very closely since I am a Cowboys fan. So we're going to do this one first. I'm going to do Washington Commanders first. And the reason why I put Washington at number 4 is one, they have made some moves, but each and every year they're around that same spot. You know, we want to see something to believe something. You got to be consistently in doing what you're supposed to do. I'm happy they lost their owner who's tearing them apart. They're going to change their name for the 500th time in the last 5 years or whatever it's been. I mean, but they have done some good things. You know, will Young continue to stay on there? They're going to extend his contract longer. There's so many questions for the future, but this year they're going to be really talented. Honestly, this might be the one division that anybody could actually surprise and win. Truly is. Last year, I thought they were the best. It was the best division in football. Last year, I think is going to be the same as this year, right along with the AFC North. And so when I put Washington number 4, I'm not doing it to be disrespectful. I honestly think that each and every one of these teams are tough to beat, and it's going to be pretty hard to win this division. But I'm staying with consistency and where I think people should be, and I'm going to say Washington at number 4 as of right now. I'm pretty sure all that's going to change going down the road. Then I got the New York Giants at number 3. And New York has a lot of talent too, right? I think we're going to see Thibodeau come up and have a better year this year, you know, but there's still questions. Is Barkley even going to run the ball? Is this team going to be the consistent team that they've been where they do really good and then fall apart? Are they going to be more consistent and do great each and every week? Is Daniel Jones the real quarterback for the New York Giants? Is this the next Eli Manning, right? I mean, these are all questions that they continue to ask themselves because one minute Daniel Jones is great and the next minute he's not. I think he's very inconsistent as a quarterback, but I don't think he's the worst quarterback either. I just don't believe that they're set up to win this division that is so talented. I definitely believe they're set up to compete in this division, the same as I think Washington is set up to compete in this division. They just need a few more things to be able to push forward and try to win the division. And I think both of those teams just lack a little. And I don't mean it in disrespect, like I said. I do think both of these teams can win any given Sunday and be competitive. I just know there's a lot of talent in this division, and it's going to be hard to win. My number 3, I got my Cowboys. I got my Cowboys because the Dak Prescott issue. Is Dak going to be the Dak he can be, or is he going to be the Dak we always see? I mean, we talk about consistency. Consistency matters. And Dak likes to throw interception, make stupid mistakes. I've been told that Dak might be one of the best managers as a quarterback. And I've been told that his pocket presence is absolutely phenomenal. His huddle presence is phenomenal. His team leadering, being a leader for the team, phenomenal. But you can't pass the ball to the other team and try to win. And so we don't know what Dak we're going to get. We did do a lot of great things in the offseason, picking up more wide receivers, running backs, defensive players, and whatnot. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I think this team overall will be more talented than it was last year. And I thought last year we were very talented. I mean, look how, even put all Dak's injuries and put Dak's interceptions, we went very far in this, right? We went 1-1 with Eagles. I think we're going to do the same thing. I think we're going to split the Eagle games. And I think we're going to make the playoffs, whether it's wild card or division. I think we're going to be more talented, more ready, more focused than we were last year. But the Dak is still the question. And I think we'll know more as we get mid-season on this. But right now I have to give it hands down to Philadelphia and the way they came out last year. If they can come out, I know they lost a few things. And I don't believe that Hurts can sit there and run the ball constantly and repeat what they did. And there always is the Super Bowl hangover that you have to put in mind as well. I don't think they're over talented more than the Cowboys. I think they both are talented. I think they both split the games. And I think this is a 1A, 1B kind of fight between those two. Who's going to win the division? But I just don't right now believe I can say that the Cowboys can win it over the Eagles because the Eagles consistently has been more competitive here of late. So And Hurts seems to be a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, and quarterbacks matter in the NFL. So let's go to the North. The North, I got Green Bay. I think Green Bay might be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. And that's hard to say when you talk about Green Bay. The legacy of Green Bay has always been great quarterbacks, great play. I mean, Green Bay is a good team. And I don't think they have that. I don't think Love's a question. I don't believe in them. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. So I got them at number 4. Number 3, I got the Minnesota Vikings. I don't believe in Kirk Cousins. He always comes up and then lets everybody down. They won more games by luck than they won games by talent last year, and they got blown out a lot last year as well. So I don't think they made enough change in offseason. I think we know exactly who they are because they're the same team as last year. I think but this division got better than last year and the top end of it to be able to say that they're going to come out there and win it. And then I got the Detroit Lions. I got the Detroit Lions because I actually think that the most talented team in this division is Detroit. But they do have Williams going to be suspended because of his gambling issues. Because as rich people, rich football players, we don't know better than what we already do know better, and we still do stupid things. So I think with that, it's going to be a little bit of issues with suspensions and some new things happening. Jared Goff is not the best quarterback in the NFL. I'm not a big believer in him. And so I just can't put them right there at number 1. I do think they're going to be better than they were even last year. I think we've seen the transformation of them becoming a really good team at the end of last year. And Jameson Williams coming showed that. But he's going to be missing, I think, probably around 9 games, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. That's why I put Chicago Bears at number 1. I think Justin Fields finally having more help coming out there in the passing game allows his running threat with a running back and everything. I just believe that this offense is going to be harder to stop going down the field. There's more talent. There's more, I would say, more weapons for them to use to kind of confuse the defense-wise. And other than that, I still think there's a lot of growing pains with Chicago. They're far away from becoming the Chicago they need to be able to compete for championships and everything like that. But as we're talking about divisions right now, and I think they have what it takes to compete for a division for sure. Let's go to the NFC South. NFC South, I actually have the Atlanta Falcons at number 4. I switched that up from Carolina. I had Carolina at number 4. I think they're both about the same. I do like Ritter. I think he's a great quarterback coming out of Cincinnati, showing that a Power 5 team can make it with great leadership and a great quarterback. They can make it to the playoffs. But he's still young. He's coming in here. I just think that Atlanta, from head to toe, don't really have anything. They don't got nothing to say that we're going to be an elite team in the NFL. And honestly, last year proved it. I know Marcus Mariota might not be their best quarterback, but I don't think you're going to get a big jump from that. And I don't think they did a whole lot in the offseason either. And in Carolina being at number 3, I don't think that they're like above Atlanta. I think they're all pretty close. Bryce Young is not ready to play quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, he went to Alabama. He's ready. Listen, I don't think he is. I think he's undersized. I think he's very talented. I'm not here to disrespect him. I think he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks going down in the future, but I don't think year one's his time, right? Because if Carolina can't protect him, and not only does he have problems seeing over the offensive line, but if the offensive line has a problem protecting him and that pass rush comes, I think it's going to stop him from seeing his progressions. And he's going to make mistakes because he's going to be forced to throw it too early. I think he's going to make mistakes and try to push himself out of the pocket in a runner. And he's going to realize that these defensive players are fast as running backs when it comes to NFL compared to college. And I think there's going to be a learning curve with it. I do think he's going to be competitive. I do think he's going to grow, and I think he's going to get better as the season goes. It's not a disrespect to him. I just don't think he's ready at this point. And Carolina don't have a whole lot of talent. They didn't bring anybody. What did Carolina do? Except for get rid of their best wide receiver and their best running back a few years ago. What have they done to bring that talent back or match that talent? Nothing. So Bryce don't have a whole lot to offer to help him. With that saying, I mean, I think them and Atlanta both share that bottom right there. But I do think Carolina has the ability to come up in this next offseason if they do the right things. And Carolina can be a very competitive team in the future with Bryce Young because he is smart, he's poised, he has an arm, he's very talented. So if you get him protected and you give him weapons, Bryce Young will pick you apart and he will win. I think the future is bright for him. It's just not this year. Then I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I know what everyone's saying. Oh, how do you put them down there with all their talent? They do have talent. They're old talent, but they have talent. I do like their offense. And listen, I have nothing against Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield didn't do good at Carolina. The same thing I think is going to happen to Bryce Young. They have no weapons. They have no protection. I think he's going to realize that. So, but now I think they have more protection. They have more weapons for Baker to go down, more than he's had in a long time since the first year over there, or second year at Cleveland. And I think he's going to show up. I don't say that they're going to lose this division. I think that it's like 1A, 1B when it comes to them and the Saints. They're pretty close. And I definitely think if Baker really gels in this, things can happen. But if he doesn't, and his whole I need everyone to see me pump my chest to the media kind of thing and brings drama to that locker room instead of leadership, then it's all going to fall apart. And we all know Baker likes to make big scenes and laughs and thinks everything's about fun and games. Well, guess what? The Bucs don't want to play fun and games. They want to win. You got to be a winner. You got to get rid of all that attitude about fun and games. And that's why I got the Saints at number one. I know Carr comes in. He's averaging an interception a game. That's not good. He's not a great quarterback over there where he was at. And, of course, he only had one wide receiver to throw to over there. But he did have Josh Jacobs as a running back over there. I mean, but here he goes into the Saints, right, that has Thomas, has Olave. You know, they have talent for him to throw the ball. And they also have a great running game. The offensive line, to me, though, is still suspect when it comes to the Saints. You know, Derek Carr's going to have to be able to get through his progressions fast and release the ball fast to have that kind of talent be utilized right, to be able to use it, to be able to go down the field and win. They do have a better defense in the secondary at the Saints than the Bucs do. So that's another reason why I picked the Saints over the Bucs to win it. So I got the Saints winning this division. I do think that them and the Bucs both will split the games, because I think that rivalry is really good, and I think they'll split the home games. But I think overall, I think the Saints are a better team. And if Derek Carr can just be a little bit better in ball control and ball management, that this team will be dangerous. And they'll win their division, and they'll compete to go to the playoffs. So that's my thoughts on that. Let's go to the NFC West before we end this. NFC West, I have the Arizona Cardinals. The cannot Cardinals, I call them. Listen, this is just not good over in Carolina or Arizona. Arizona is definitely falling off the map, right? They're losing talent. Their quarterback ain't showing up. Another small quarterback who just was full of talent but couldn't get it going. I just can't get behind them. And then I have Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks showed up to be a pretty good team last year, and I think they'll continue that on. I'm not a big Geno fan, but I do like the fact that they got Smith and the Jigma from Ohio State over there to be in that slot, most likely. Very fast, very good at his route running. That'll help him out to be able to get that ball out faster, to give him more ability to attack the defenses and spread the defense out so they're not all coming up to the pocket. I really think that Seattle could make something out of this, and I think they could be a good team. But I think the LA Rams are still a team to beat, one of the teams to beat. Now, if they stay healthy. Now, I understand Stafford was hurt last year, so, I mean, it didn't turn out to be a great season. But if he stays healthy, he's a good quarterback. They have a lot of talent. They still have Aaron Donald, the best defensive player probably in the NFL. Micah's about to show that up. He's about to be the best. But they are a very dangerous team. So that's the only reason why I put them over Seattle. Them and Seattle are neck and neck to me when it comes to this division. If either one beats the other one, I'm not ashamed of that. But I still think that San Francisco, hands down, are going to win this division. I think they're one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL. Whoever their quarterback is going to end up becoming or being, that don't mean nothing to me, because I think they just got to be a manager. Their quarterbacks are just managers because they have so much talent all around this team on defense and offense. It's a dangerous team. So I actually got the San Francisco number one. So here we go. We got Cardinals, Seattle, LA, and then San Fran to end our NFC talk. That's my picks. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about my picks, and maybe give me some pointers on what you think. So that's mine, and I hope you liked them. Thank you, and God bless.